What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of our favorite and your favorite wrestling podcast, Lucha House Show Podcast. I'm Mars, the voice of violence. As always, joined here at ringside by my colleagues, Rowdy Rod and Sin Brazos Renzo, the armless assassin. I said that the wrong way around. It's been a long day, fellas. I'm not even going to do an intro. There's just so much that happened. There's just so much to talk about. I'm going to let you two have a say about All In because I didn't watch it. I've only seen some highlights. So I'm going to let Rod, you can, calm the AEW Mark Renzo down if he goes too far. And I'll jump in when I have to. So let's go, boys. Let's talk about All In.
Let's roll. Let's talk about All In, a 4-hour show. God damn. That was a 4-hour show. But to be honest, it was a good from start to end. I didn't see, I'll say, I didn't see any of the kickoff matches. So I
Yeah,
literally,
me either, no.
I started from this trios ladder match.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, it just from beginning to end, it was just jam packed with good matches. Is this the thing? Is this was my question before we started? Because the one thing I was thinking in my head, and I was as I was watching, I was like, and this is my question to you guys, pretty much before we start. It's like the thing is like the fact that you have high caliber matches every week in AEW. It means that when you come to a pay per view, you can't do anything less. Like you have to maintain that high caliber stuff. So this is my question: is there any much difference between working at AEW and working WWE right now? Because you look around, AEW, yeah, you work less days, but you constantly having high caliber matches day in, day out, which makes injuries more prominent and you are more prompt to have injuries, like we've seen with a lot of wrestlers, because you're constantly having these amazing matches every time you're on screen. And then you got WWE, which you wrestle more days, but because of the way they, they do these storylines, you don't need to have massive matches every week, as long as the story keeps making sense, and then you save those high caliber matches for a pay per view. So for the wrestlers or the wrestling fans, and for you guys, it's a question: is there any much difference if you look at it that way? Is there any much difference between wrestling at AEW and wrestling at WWE, the way things are at the moment?
Look, man, I agree with you. Yeah, the matches are 100 miles per hour on Dynamite Collision, and then the pay-per-views. It takes a toll on the body, man. As we'll talk in the pay-per-view, they had Collision just before, and they were in Wales, Dynamite, and in Wales. And yeah, man, I totally agree. The toll that it must take, I think it's equal to, they do get less days, but it's equal to, the hectic schedule on WWE. At least in WWE, in the house shows, they can kind of like, use it as almost training. But yeah, it is intense.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question, Rod. And yeah, I think in terms of on the effect on the body, I think it's more of an issue in AEW now. Sure, it is like less matches, but they're high intensity. They're pay-per-view quality matches, which means a lot harder on the body, on the wrestlers than like Renzo said, a house show for WWE, or even like sometimes Cody Rhodes, for example, might not even wrestle on Raw. He might do a run in, but he spends most of it on the mic. CM Punk won't wrestle much. He might,
Right.
have a kind of promo with Drew McIntyre, and then they might come to blows at the end. But that's not the same as like getting put to a table on a weekly basis, or if you're Mox, like getting cut and getting chair shots on a weekly basis. So yeah, I mean the argument that a lot of the wrestlers in AEW have that were in WWE were like, well, the schedule's not that long as it is in WWE, and we're home a lot more. Yeah, but in terms of hits on the body, you're probably taking bigger hits in AEW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're shortening your
Absolutely.
career. It feels like they shorten the career even more than what they will probably do in WWE. Like just because of this massive, like especially I saw really dangerous, careless um drops in the international title match and in the women's TBS title match, which makes me question a lot of stuff with AEW now going to the more HIA part of wrestling, which is prominent right now. Um, and also seeing that it feels like they're trying to prove a point, but it's specific wrestlers that are being putting on the scope for a while. They're trying to prove a point and being really careless in the way they're wrestling. But we're gonna go into in each match. Um, needless to say, with that, the pay-per-view was great. They didn't sold out. There was a lot of empty seats in the stadium, like around
Yeah, I saw
the
that.
in the
Yeah.
stands. Yeah,
Mm.
close to the match was awesome, like close to the ring, but around the stadium I was like, probably it's a long show, probably. But no, we got to the main event. It was still empty seats at the top, which is it makes you sure that why they're going back. And again, they're gonna go back to London in 2025 with Forbidden Door, and it's like, dude, you gotta find a better venue. You gotta find a smaller venue to do this. Don't do it in stadium again because you lose. Oh, well, not he really cares, but um, they're not. It's not a good look when it's empty seats,
At
especially
least
with
they
the
fixed the
pay-per-view.
entrance. They did what I wanted them to do.
Yeah, they
The
fixed the
entrance
entrance.
looked a
Yeah,
lot
the
better.
entrance was
Yeah,
great, and the
yeah,
entrance for the wrestlers was fucking great.
yeah.
Some of them were like,
Mm.
"Whoa!" Like Osprey, like blew me away. Like also, I think that for me, best entrance was MJF and Osprey by far, and we'll talk about it that. But let's dive into the matches so we can continue with this. So we started with trios ladder match, which we had the claim, the Christian Cage, Nick Wayne, and Luchasaurus. We had the Bang Bang Club, the Bang Bang Cold Club. I always forget the name. Bullet Club, Golden Club, because a massive name. Um, so and the House of Black on this one. What are your thoughts on this match, Renzo?
I thought this was a good start, man. It was amazing to see Pac with the Blackpool Combat Club. I don't know if
Sorry, yeah,
he's going
and
to
the
be an
Black People
official.
Combat Club. I forgot because fuck it, the guys who won. Shit.
I don't know if he's going to be an official member of
Mm.
the Blackpool Combat Club. But you know, it was a great match, man. You know, the Bang Bang Gang, you know, the House of Black in there, ladders, tables, you know, all sorts of things. I thought the ladders were a little bit small, but then Juice brought out the really big, tall ladder, which was great, and he fell off the ladder and landed on his nuts
Oh my god, Juice
from
Robinson is
way
so
up
funny.
high. Yeah. It was terrible to watch.
Yeah,
But look, I'm happy for Pac. You could tell he was really happy that he
yeah,
won a title in London. I'm just really happy for the guy because he works his ass off. I hope he does become one of the Blackpool Combat Club members. You know, Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta, they're great. You know, they've been doing some good stuff, especially Castagnoli, right? Since he's
yeah,
left WWE, he's been like absolutely killing it everywhere. You know, going to New Japan and doing all sorts of stuff. So, and look, it was interesting as well. The patriarchy. There was a bit of a dissent with Kill Switch and
yeah.
Christian Cage, which we'll talk about later, which was fantastic. We
hundred
thought, oh,
percent.
is this the moment? Is this the moment it's going to happen? The turn. But no, it was a good start, man. Really good start.
Yeah, fucking Juice Robinson is hilarious character. I mean, fucking made me laugh the whole time. He was funny, hilarious. I thought Nick Wayne are really good. Like he showed a lot of good
Yeah,
improvement. He throw himself in some of those. He got a lot of like table shots. He did it really
yeah,
good. Christian Cage also was freaking hilarious running out of the ring at the beginning of the thing, just running out, getting out
yeah,
of there, and then coming back later. That was really funny. The Bang Bang gang doing the Golden Bullet Club doing some of Dudley tributes with
yeah,
what's that, and then fucking hitting the nuts. It was fucking hilarious. They brought the tables in. All was awesome. Also, the House of Black giving respect to Pac at the end. That
yeah,
was,
yeah, yeah.
that's the House of Black being just stand the boys and fucking give everything on there and giving it to Pac. So yeah, Pac now is is a trio champion, so he has to stay with the what's it called with
The
Castagnoli and Yuta for
BCC.
some run.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. And from that, we got to the women's title match straight away. It was straight away into a like a full on good title match, um, between Mariah May and Timeless Tony Storm. What are your
Look,
thoughts on this match? I got a lot of notes on this one, but what are your thoughts
look,
on this one?
this one, I thought that the storyline continued because they've been messing around with this friggin' shoe for like months, right?
Yes.
The shoe was like pivotal in that match, and there was no run-ins, there was no, distractions per se, but the shoe was a distraction, right? The shoe was pivotal. I thought it was great for Mariah May. She won in London, like she said she would. We I think we all called that Mariah May was going to win.
Yeah.
But I think that the following the story of the shoe, and it's going to continue. Like that shoe, man, is like has its own little storyline. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I thought the match was good. Tony Storm, man, she's just
Oh,
absolutely amazing, man.
great.
She's great. Yeah, I hope she gets a bit of a break from this and comes back because she's been working her ass off on this story, man.
Yeah, like look, and just I love the fact she was struggling at the beginning. She showed the struggle in the match, like the character, like she didn't wanna fight Mariah May. She was still struggling. Do I hit her? Do I not hit her? I don't want to fight. And she was that moment was so great because Mariah May was kicking the shit out of her.
Yeah, yeah.
But Tony Storm was having this debacle. What do I do? And it was such
Hmm.
a good thing. It was like part of this whole story. And then we had what's the name of the Japanese wrestler on the stands, watching what was
Yeah.
happening, which is friend with both of them. So there's something else happening there. So like if Tony Storm is doing this, great, because a great storyline, they continue no matter stop. And yeah, the shoe. Now the one thing that kind of pissed me off about the match was just the referee. Because it let two things happen that I'm like, dude, as soon as you see it, you should like act upon it. Which was one, the title was in the corner. When you see a wrestler going like, towards the title, you stop him straight away. Like you can't use it. The
Yeah,
title.
yeah.
The ref let it get to the title while she's watching what's happening. I'm like, what the fuck? Same with the shoe. I'm like, you can't use the shoe. Why are you letting this wrestler walking with the shoe? Like this stuff
Yeah.
that you're like, no, 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 check it out. Why someone else got you? The drill. So I was gonna be like, what the fuck is happening here? But good thing it didn't take away from the match.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, the ending was fucking great. I think that was
Yeah, the ending was
absolutely
great.
amazing. The ending, and when Mariah May slapped the shit out of her mom, that I was not
Yeah, yeah.
expecting that, man. Fuck, she went for like her mom was watching it for the first time in like I don't know how long, and she just went up to her mom and just slapped the crap out of her mom. I'm like, holy fuck, what? Everyone was like, ooh, no one expecting it. And then Tony Stone going up to her like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, come with me, stuff. It was awesome. And then the massive ovation that Tony Stone got at the end from the crowd was
Yeah,
awesome.
from the crowd.
She
Yeah,
stayed
yeah.
there for a little bit, and the funny thing, she's getting off the ring dancing, like she's still like
Yeah.
not know what happened. It's just she's staying the fucking character. It's just so good. I swear to God, it was just good. The match was amazing. Just continue with the other match. The crowd kind of was up and down, but you can expect more for when it's a 4 hour show, man. You can't give it all in the first two matches because then you got no energy to the end. So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
that was good. So Mariah May wins the women's title. So it's the second UK that wins the title. UK took all the titles, which is really rare in wrestling. The
Hmm.
people from the home country takes all the titles, but AEW gave it this time, and this second one. And then we go into the FTW title match between Hook and what's it called,
Jericho.
Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho.
Forgot
Yeah.
his name for 2 seconds.
Look,
Um,
this match, man, I enjoyed it for the simple fact that because Chris Jericho comes out with Brian Keith and Big Bill,
yeah,
and they're always interfering and doing all sorts of shit. It was funny when they brought out the cricket bat, because they were
and
in
the
England.
cricket
It
balls.
was
Yeah,
funny
that
the
was
cricket
funny.
balls. But I loved it when Taz was like, "Oh, I'm sick of this shit," and
Oh
he
yeah,
put the red rum on Brian Keith, and
yeah,
Hook did it at the same time to Chris Jericho. Oh man, the crowd went ape shit.
yeah.
That was great for that moment, man. Alone, that this match was just great. Just how mad Taz got. He was getting mad on commentary,
Yeah.
and then he just lost his shit and like he did it. It was great, man. It was I enjoyed it. It was a short match, but I enjoyed this one. It was good.
Who won?
Hook.
Hook.
Oh, I
And
think we
also
picked Jericho.
Hook revealed that he saw the eyes was fine. So
Ah.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was like, 2 eyes are fine. It was pretty good. I'm gonna say Big Bill got a massive ovation every single
Oh
time
man.
he was there in the ring.
Can I
Massive.
ask
Yeah,
you
they
guys a
love him.
question?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Why isn't Big Bill a megastar? He's got the physique, he's got the look,
Look,
he's not bad on the mic, is he? I mean, I don't.
No, he's not.
look.
He's
So
not bad
why
on the
isn't
mic.
he a star?
This is the story with Big Bill. So Big
Change your
Bill,
name to begin with. That's not just.
Big
I don't like that name.
Big Bill started in WWE
Yeah, with Enzo Amore.
with Samore. Man, he
Yeah.
was huge then.
Yeah.
Huge, massive. Like I just those two should go back to WWE because we miss them. They're fucking a great tag team. Uh, I can't say enough of these two guys. Unfortunately, after that, he just went into just downhill. He went
Yeah.
to drinking, eating. He was having a lot of issues. That's why he got dropped by WWE, and it took him like literally years for him to go back into wrestling, go back into look after himself. Like if you look pictures of Big Bill, like after he left WWE, bro, he was triple his size. He was
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
huge.
Yeah.
He couldn't wrestle. He couldn't do anything. But he has talked about his struggles. So yeah, and then the AEW is slowly starting to. You can see slowly starting to get back into who he was before.
Well,
And his
for a big
body,
guy, he's ripped. He's ripped.
Oh
right? Like
man.
it took him a while
Yeah.
to get back to
Yeah.
that. Like
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
really
It took him
hard.
ages.
And it took him by surprise. Today it took him by surprise how big of a pop he got every single time he was there or when his name was brought in. Like he
Well,
wasn't expecting that.
British wrestling fans are knowledgeable fans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yes, that's why he will get there at some point.
He'll
It
get
just
there.
at the moment it's good that he's with Jericho at the moment. I think he's that easing up into it. Because yeah, he's just a massive destroyer, man. And when you see him wrestle, he can wrestle.
Yeah, yeah.
He can wrestle definitely. But back into the match, Fossey of course doing an entrance, with Chris Jericho.
But did he come out to Judas or not?
No, he changed the song.
No, he
Yeah.
changed the song.
Yeah,
gotta go
it
back
doesn't,
to
it
Judas,
doesn't have the
man.
same feel.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the
No.
same feel. He
No,
tried, but
no.
doesn't have the same feel. Hook got massive pop when he got into the ring. People just went nuts.
Yeah, yeah.
Yetas getting involved, and then they had a beautiful father and son moment at the end when he Hook gets off the ring and just going hugs Taz, and everyone's like, "What?" Just absolutely lost
Yeah.
shit in that stuff. Great match. So Hook gets the title back, which is a great story, and see what we got from there. From that, we go to AEW World Tag Team Championship, where we have The Claim, FTR, and the EVP, the Young Bucks. This match was just full of absolutely
Yeah.
this match is what we're missing in WWE. That's it.
Yes, absolutely.
This
Absolutely.
that's the only thing I could every single time I was watching it. Like I was watching, I was like, this is tag team action that we're missing in WWE. Proper tag teams doing tag team stuff. And just it was like fuck, I wish and I hope WWE brings back that to the tag team titles, because even though the EVPs retain the titles, fuck, it makes you they made those titles look so good right now, man. That Claim and FTI, just the match was fucking great. The EVPs dressed up as the Beatles, which was fucking awesome.
Yeah, yeah, it was great.
The Claim came up with a pretty good song as well. And yeah, just like look, that's the main thing I got out of that is just like fuck, I wish WWE had this.
Look, man, everyone can say whatever they want about the Bucks, but when it's time to put on a show, man, they put on a show. These guys know how to sell. They know how to play to the crowd. They did a fantastic job in this match, man. And, FTR, Cash Wheeler, Dex Harwood, they go 100 miles an hour. And, the young guys, Anthony Bowens and Castor, amazing, man. And, we had a Billy Gunn come in as well, which was absolutely amazing. It was a short match, but it was 100 miles an hour, man. It was just non-stop, just action, action, action. I loved it. I thought this was a really good match. And look, the result is the Young Bucks retained, but man, they put on a show. It was great.
Yeah, there's two things that one funny thing, and the other one was a bit sad. One thing is Giovanni saying there's always time for a Caesar, and everyone the commentators start talking, but they're trying to hold back the laugh as he said that. That was fucking hilarious. And then there was a bit sad. It was the fact the Grizzly young vets got into the
That's
ring, but they did not get the pop that they were hoping to get, being
no,
being local, tag teams. I think they were hoping for something better. It was just a flat reaction, which I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't think they were
yeah,
expecting that. They were expecting a pop. They did not get that pop. I think because
no.
they attack FTR. I think that's what they fucked up.
Yes, I think they messed up attacking FTR. They should have attacked the Bucks
Yes.
more than they did, but there was just, because they went on to FTR. They just the crowd didn't like that because FTR, AEW favorites, man.
Yeah,
They
100%.
and Mars, they came out in Bret Hart shorts,
Yeah.
which was amazing. FTR.
Pink and black.
So
Yeah.
yeah. It was amazing. They look so good, and they had the heart with the skull on the back of their shorts.
Oh,
It was great, man. It was
Yeah, it was
absolutely
great.
great.
So it's a great tag team. Like I said, WWE, this is what you need. Just pay attention.
Yeah, definitely.
So the EVPs retain the titles, and then we go to the Casino Gauntlet match with an epic entrance by Orange Cassidy. I gotta say, that
Oh
was
my
fucking
god.
hilarious. That entrance, it was so fucking funny. They just and people just loved him from the beginning. And and the fireworks failing, that was funny as well.
Yeah,
That was like, if it happened to anyone, it has to happen to Orange Cassidy, and it happens. And it was this epic fail, and then they tried to do a take from the air, and you can see that a
yeah,
lonely firework going. It was like
it was
Orange Cassidy
hilarious.
was like and just kept walking. It was
Yeah,
really funny. It was a funny moment there, and I was not expecting Okada to come out at number 2. I was not
yeah.
expecting. That was like, what the fuck?
Oh man, Okada coming out at number 2, and the great reaction that he got as well,
Yes.
man. And Okada being a heel, and what he does, went to hug Orange Cassidy, and then they hugged, then Okada's face changed, then he turned on him.
Yeah.
That was great as well.
Yeah, because they were part
But
of
this,
chaos in New
yeah,
Japan. That's why.
in New Japan. And this for me match showed a lot of potential dream matches that we could have.
Oh,
I was actually really surprised with two entrants, or besides the main one that we're going to talk about. But Nigel McGuinness, after 13 years, went back
yeah.
into the ring,
So number
and people
3.
were like, oh man, he's like really rusty, but like, dude, the guy hasn't wrestled in 13 years. His first match, he did pretty good, man.
Oh,
He
people
got
loved it.
one of the loudest reactions when he came out, man. They just loved him. It was great. And look, when Zack Sabre Jr. came out as well, man, I lost my mind. I was like, oh my God, if this was a moment to bring Zack Sabre Jr. And they said that he had just won the G1. So
Yeah.
he literally flew straight away to All In from Japan. And he put on a show as well.
Yeah, no, we had great match. We got Royce Strongman coming in, Kyle O'Reilly, Briscoe, Hangman coming off at number 8. Jeff Jarrett got a massive pop by the fans when he walked in. Hangman Page fireworks were awesome, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Um, Up to then, it was great. And then we had the coming off Ricochet.
called
At
it.
the-
Called it.
Oh, you guys call it. I was on the fence, and I explained why I was on the fence. But I said if it happens, fucking it'll be awesome. I did not like him coming number 9. That's I gotta say. I gotta be honest. They should have kept him for the last.
Yeah.
But with what happened after, makes sense. But yeah, Ricochet came in. He looked happy. It makes me. It
Oh
gave
man,
me.
he looks so happy.
It makes you know what the feeling that I got. The same feeling when Moxley made his debut at the end of the first All In.
Yeah.
You know, when he come from the crowd and just attacked
Yeah.
Jericho, and he did the whole
Yeah.
freedom. Like Jericho, like Ricochet had the same exact entry. And he can feel the relief of him, and he
Yeah.
just went out, all out straight away. He's went
He did.
fuck 100 in 2 seconds, and he was just absolutely awesome. And then we had Christian Cage coming in number 10, which everyone was like, "What the fuck is happening here?" It was like, "Why is he here?" And one thing that stood up to me, which I was like, "What's happening here?" There was two things. Getting to the end, so uh strongman was gonna get a strong, really strong, was gonna get
Really strong.
attack by Luchasaurus, and Kyle O'Reilly moved him out of the way. It was
Yeah.
really subtle, but I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, what's
Mm-hmm.
happening here? Are we
Mm-hmm.
gonna get the gang back together?
I think
That
we
was
are.
a really subtle moment that I was like, oof, there's something here. And then we had Luchasaurus coming after. Everyone's like, what is Luchasaurus having here? He comes in, he looks at Christian Cage, kind of like, I'm gonna attack him. He doesn't. He grabs who did he grab? Oh
It was
fuck,
Kyle O'Reilly. It was
Kyle
Kyle
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly.
Oh, there you go. There more.
Yeah.
Kyle O'Reilly chokes him down. He grabs Christian Cage. He puts him over to Christian Cage to win the title. And then what I got the feeling after that was like, okay, he got so Luchasaurus made Christian Cage win this on purpose. And as soon as Christian Cage is gonna go and get that title match, he's gonna fuck him over, and we're gonna have
Yeah.
Luchasaurus going against Christian Cage.
And that was
It's clear, or
interesting.
that's it.
It was it. Yeah, definitely going to happen. It was interesting, Mars, because he came out in the earlier match as Kill Switch, but when he came out in this match, in the Gauntlet match, he came out as Luchasaurus.
Yeah,
So
So
they announced him as Luchasaurus.
yeah, the Titantron at the back, and even the announcer was like Luchasaurus. Yeah, yeah. It was
Wow.
like, yeah, yeah. So it's gonna happen. He's gonna get
he's
fucked over.
turning.
Christian's gonna get fucked over.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can.
it
That's
was
it. You
great.
knew straight away why he came in and why he did it, and it's
Yeah,
gonna be epic when it's happening. And again, another thing is keep giving more storylines and just keep
that's
getting bigger.
good.
Christian
Yeah,
Cage
Yeah,
and the
finally.
patriarchy
Yeah.
is doing well. I've been trying to look who's been in charge of these matches, like who's been the producer. I cannot find. I only found the producers for last year, but I'm really curious to see who were the producers for these matches, because let's be honest, all the matches were really good. The entries were really
yeah.
good. The there was hiccups, but hiccups there mainly came from the wrestlers, something from the referees. But in terms of the match, whoever was doing the matches, man, wow,
Mm.
absolutely killed it.
Look, I think that in this Casino Gauntlet, they could do a pay-per-view off that, man. It's such a
Yeah, that's
great
something. When
concept.
you guys are
It's
talking
a
about it, like
great
I was like,
concept,
it's
man.
like
It,
it's a bit of a rip off of the Royal Rumble, but make
it's
it
like a
bigger.
reverse, it's a reverse Royal Rumble,
Mm.
almost,
Yeah,
because everyone gets in and it's the first one to get pinned. Like, but it doesn't have to be to the point of where everyone comes in. If you get
Yeah,
pinned like at number two, like that's
that's
it.
it.
it's at
The
the
Game
end.
match
match
is over.
over.
Game's
Oh
over.
wow, okay,
It's
Yeah,
a
okay.
yeah,
pretty good
yeah.
concept. Like
It's
Yeah,
a
it
it's a
is.
good
Yeah, yeah.
concept.
it's kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
like
yeah,
it's like Royal Rumble. It's like not really. You don't need
yeah,
to get
yeah,
off.
But
yeah.
that's like you said, that's a pay per view unto itself.
It is
But the yeah.
absolutely,
Mm.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
they should do this.
they should. But to be honest, like they did pretty good with everything. Um, but yeah, like whoever is producing this, because look, last year, some of the producers of the matches were like Pat Back, Christopher Daniels. With Christopher Daniels, I know 100% he was involved in one of them, because at the end of it, Sarah Stokes, who also see Sonia Dude, he was one of the producers, also as well in one of the matches. So we got a pretty good one. I know some of them they're not with AEW anymore, but I'm really curious to see who was the one in charge of these ones, because they were really good matches that if this person, whoever was in charge of making these, whoever's producing these matches, they give him the okay to continue these storylines, we could finally have
Mm.
proper, and that's what the feel that I got of this pay-per-view. Got the feeling of,
Yeah.
okay, something's going right, you know. Finally, something's
Mhm.
going the right way. something is making sense. They continuing the stories, like sometimes we get the pay-per-views is the end of it with AEW most of the time.
Yeah.
Not this time, you know.
Mm.
The pay-per-view was like, yeah, but this continuing. It's a continuation in
Well, that's what they've got to do. They've got to
exactly.
generate
That's what
that
they got
interest.
to do.
So people, so wrestling fans will be invested. Will have a vested interest in knowing what's coming up, and like that's what WWE masters at.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like we're all emotionally invested in the storylines.
And that's what AEW did like
Exactly.
today. So that's for example, I wanna see what happened in Dynamite. Because a lot of
Yeah.
stuff is like, oh, it's gonna show up in Dynamite. A lot of stuff. So it's like it really it feels that's what I'm saying. If whoever produces matches, they continue doing this work in building up storylines, less, the crazy stuff, high end matches, and just build the storylines how they've been doing it. I think we're gonna have finally AEW doing the good mix between independent and not a and more WWE kind of style wrestling,
Mhm.
which is the perfect like that's the sweet spot for the AEW, you know. And we get in there.
Yep.
We're gonna go for a break because we still it's a 4 hour show. Goddamn, still gotta got some stuff to go. When we come back, we're gonna go for the almost how many got to go? We got 1, 2, 3, 4 matches to go still. Which we got a lot of talk about all those matches, man. That's how good it was this pay per view. Like it's a lot you can talk about it, right? Like if normally we run through this like not too much water, like
Really quick.
really quick. But this time was so many things, highlights you can talk about. Like I was making notes, bro. I was making notes. I got a full sheet here with notes for every
Finally,
match.
some pre-production on this program.
Uh, excuse me. I do pre-production. The people that pay attention is a different story. Um, but for this, especially for this one, I was like always making notes of this stuff. But just sometimes I go off with the rails. It's different. Than normally happens. Anyways, we're gonna go for the break. Come back. We're gonna go with the second part of this pay per view.